I'm Alana Cerrone O'Hare.
And I'm Nicholas Millard.
Welcome to PVD POV, where we bring you new insights into the coolest little city in the smallest state.
Whether you're a local looking to uncover hidden gems or a visitor eager to dive into the vibrant culture, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll be chatting with the movers and shakers here in Providence, from restaurant owners to hoteliers and everyone in between. And they're each going to tell us something cool that they can do, like me.
Oh.
Hidden talent. You want to hear it?
Oh, this is good.
It is good. Wait, do you know this one already?
I don't know this one. Well, I mean, if it's a hidden talent, I shouldn't know it.
You're right, but some people do because it's all I got. So, just give me a word, Nicholas. Any word.
Any word?
Yes. Like something in a medium range size.
Medium range. Elephant.
Elephant. AEHLNPT.
What? Did you just alphabetize the word?
Yes, I did. How did you know that?
What do you mean, how did I know that?
Well, most people can't guess what I did because they don't know. They think that I just spelled it backwards.
I didn't say, you would have started with the E and I. Yeah, the T and I, I don't know how to spell it.
Well, yes, I did alphabetize the letters.
You did.
But fast.
Well, that was very fast. And this is not, for everybody thinking because you're listening to this in podcast world, we did not edit that.
No.
That was real time.
Yeah, give me another one. Rapid fire. Come on.
Chair.
Chair. ACHIR.
America.
ACEIMR.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, my mom can do that one because I get this talent from my mother. She knows that one.
Has it
I don't.
memorized,
but
though.
I do think it probably has like every letter in it, so she could just say the alphabet.
Yep. I'm blanking on words. Fire hydrant.
Fire hydrant. ADEFHINRTY.
Like, I can't even, not that I can't spell words, but it takes me a little time to spell words. So trying to know how they're spelled correctly and then alphabetize them is quite a talent.
Thank you.
I think, I'm trying to think of some more words.
Where will this come in handy, though, is what I've been trying to figure out for 34 years, however old I am.
Well,
like you said, it's a podcast. They can't see, so maybe I am 44.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know where you could use that at all, but
no.
Maybe someone can tell us and help you.
I can use it here.
Have you gotten professional help for this yet?
No. Like counseling?
Yeah.
No. In fact, maybe I should.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's how I got this job.
I mean, I think that, do you put it on your resume?
I could.
Okay. Well,
it's one of those.
Don't put it on your resume right now because that means you're leaving.
I know, right?
You can't leave.
No, I can't put it in writing. I'd have to say, please see me for explanation of hidden talent.
And come with words.
With words.
Just
better
words.
than Nick.
Better than mine.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm looking around us and seeing microphones.
CEHIMNOPR.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Who do we have for this week?
Today on PVD POV, even cooler than me, is our friend Jamie Antignano from Angelo's on the Hill. They are celebrating 100 years this year, 100 years in business, so we're super excited to have her.
All right, so turn us up and get ready to experience Providence from a whole new perspective.
We are joined today by the fabulous Jamie Antignano.
Very good.
Was that good?
That was great.
You did it.
I'm sweating. Jamie is from Angelo's up on the hill. She is president and owner, and we have some exciting things to talk to her about today, about her 100th anniversary year, which is huge news. Congratulations. And we want to know all the things about Angelo's, what it's like to run this business after generations being in her family. Maybe we're going to squeeze some recipes out of her.
We can get some secret tips.
Some secret tips. The secret sauce. Anyways, Jamie, it's so good to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited.
So we want to talk, first of all, about the big news, which is that this year, 2024, is the 100th year in business for Angelo's. You all know Angelo's. It's like one of the first restaurants up on the hill when you go under the pine cone.
No, pinoli nut.
Pinoli nut.
See?
The things you learn.
I'm a bad Italian.
Pinoli nut.
It's a pinoli nut. You heard it straight from Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie Antignano.
I have zero Italian in my blood. Not even I know that. So.
I know.
We'll get,
Symbol of welcome.
that's okay. We won't
symbol of
revoke
welcome,
the Italian card from you just yet.
No.
We'll be fine.
Alana Cerrone O'Hare. I should have led with
She
that.
said my
There we
last
go.
name right. I feel like she gets extra points
She
for
does.
that.
She does.
I did. I practiced that. Did you? For sure. Yes.
But yes, it's one of the first restaurants that you see from there. But I mean, if you want to give us a little, for the people that might not know about Angelo's, if you want to give us a little kind of like recap of what you guys do,
Absolutely.
what you serve, and stuff
So
like
we started in 1924, so it is our 100th anniversary this year. I am the fourth generation of my family, so it was started by my great-great-grandfather, Angelo Casa, and we were known for working man peasant food. So he came over from Farnese, which is 125 miles northwest of Rome. So very Tuscan, right in the middle of, peasant food, cucina povera, very, from the earth, and came to the States and started this amazing restaurant. And everything was, and still is, cooked fresh, never frozen, from all local ingredients. And so he owned it for about 30 years. Then his daughters took it over. Then my dad took it over. And then I took it over 6 years ago. So it's really, Angelo's is all about authentic comfort food, not pretentious, welcoming everybody. We were known for our community tables. So they are these glass porcelain tables. Glass marble, they predate porcelain. They were before the restaurant they were imported in the early 1900s. And so everyone would eat together. You would eat next to your lawyer, your cousin, Rhode Island, like your Uncle Vinny from like 3 doors down.
Exactly. Your lawyer is your cousin.
Your lawyer
Yeah,
is your
exactly.
cousin. And so we were known for just community and gathering people together for really affordable prices. So we've always been known to be like the most affordable on the hill, the most affordable really downtown area in terms of Italian cuisine that's still local and fresh, which we pride ourselves on every day.
Now,
and for what you said, it seems like they were very progressive. And back then, you said that the second owners were the daughters too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even it didn't pass down to the sons.
Which is actually why when there were a lot of things going on in the hill, we survived because the mob didn't mess with any women or children. So it was actually during that time. So it's gone from male to female, and which is, I think, really interesting. But during that time, no one messed with women. So Angelo stayed out of everything, which was such a blessing. So we really were never affected by that time period. And then when my dad took it over, it was kind of on the end skirts of that. And so it was a blessing that kind of all transpired in that way. And that's one of the reasons I think we've made it so long, that we were never a part of anything down there.
Sure.
That's fascinating, actually, to hear about. And 100 years in business, so you've seen it all, different generations of the hill, families that have come in there. You must have customers that are just, that they've been coming there for years.
Oh yeah. On our comment cards, I actually made something now that's like, how many years have you been dining with us? And I love all the comment cards. They're like 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, like, or first timers that they're bringing their, they've just heard about us and they want to come in and experience the tradition. And it's so cool to see, even like, you have someone that's been coming here for 50 years, then they bring their kids, and then they bring their kids. And now we have 4 generations coming in that all have had these amazing memories at our tables and, have a shared community. And it's so cool. It's really cool to be a part of.
I remember bringing an old coworker there. This was 22 or so. And he's from Chicago area. And I brought him there, and I always get the eggplant parm. Like, I don't look at the menu. I get the eggplant parm and the broccoli every time. And he got the eggplant parm, and he went back like 30 times. And I think I asked you about like, how do I get this to him?
Yeah.
And you said that
we ship it.
You ship.
Yeah, because now we do all delivery through Millard Dairy for the state. And they do our eggplant parm. But then also we've been now overnighting food to like all across the country. So we've done it to California. I've done it to like New York, Florida, especially all the snowbirds that go to Florida.
Yes.
Of
course.
I'm always shipping to Florida.
Because you can't get that good Italian food down there.
You just
for
need a
some
direct
reason.
line straight to Florida.
I really do.
Right.
I feel like I just need to like funnel food to Florida.
It's also hard to find good Italian food down in Florida too.
we looked at opening a place in Florida.
You should, honestly,
would
because every
do
time I go down there,
so well.
I'm not to bash on anybody in Florida, or anything, but every time we go down there, I'm hard pressed to find some really good Italian. You just can't compare it to anything up here.
Well, and I think it's fun too, because especially our eggplant. So first time guests, we always give samples of our eggplant and our veal and peppers on the house, because they're 2 of our 1924 recipes. We want to welcome people to the restaurant, welcome them to the tradition. It's 2 things that you really can't find the way we prepare them anywhere else. So our eggplant, like, is pan fried. fried. So it's light and fluffy. And it brings out the sweet tendencies and it's delicious. And our veal is stewed for 8.5 hours and we've won all kind of awards for it. And so it's super tender, melt in your mouth. And so to welcome people in, we give them samples of that. So it kind of hooks you right into the eggplant when you get there.
Veal and peppers is such like a family thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone's grandma made it and
Yep.
everyone probably had slightly different recipe, but it's so good.
Yeah, we have sausage and peppers at our house.
Right.
All the time.
Yep.
Same thing. Like,
Yep.
I need to bring the kids down because my son loves eggplant. We actually had a party over the weekend with some eggplant and everything too, and he just will
It's
eat the
so
whole
good.
thing by himself.
Yours is different, you know, like the eggplant parm that I'm used to is made differently, I guess. So tell us more about how you make yours, like exactly what's in it.
Oh, yeah.
And
All
the
right.
secret to the recipe.
And the measurements.
It is pan fried.
It is
3/4
really good.
cups
Like
of
you
flour.
said, so fluffy. Like
Yeah.
it's not that kind of like more dense eggplant. It's super good.
And that's also the reason why we give samples is because a lot of people expect it to be crunchy and deep fried, like a chicken parm kind of. And ours is nothing like that. So you either find the people that love it or they're like, hey, it's not my cup of tea. I'd rather have it be crunchy. And so we give samples so people know that right
Yeah,
off the bat to
that's
kind of be
smart.
like, you know, this is who we are. This is what we are. If this isn't your cup of tea, like just, you know,
Yeah.
we want everyone to be happy with their meal. So
Is there a most popular
chicken
men-
parm.
Is
oh my
it?
God.
Okay.
I mean, I love a good chicken parm.
I
so-
have to say. And now with
honestly.
everyone getting chicken parm with like pink vodka sauce or like,
Oh, is that a trend now? I don't-
oh my gosh.
Really?
The drunken chicken.
Really?
that's a
let's
good
talk. Let's
name.
talk some fun trends or some
Yeah,
not so fun trends.
seriously.
What's your favorite? What's your kind of like favorite trend for some
My
food?
favorite trend right now is like the chopped sandwiches because we've been it's huge right now.
What is that?
It's like you take everything that's in a I actually found this out from a JWU student.
Oh.
But we
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. But it is you take everything that's in a sandwich, like let's say an Italian grinder or whatever, and you chop up all the ingredients with the sauces, and that's what you put in the sandwich. So it's like every bite has every element of the sandwich.
You get the magic bite in every
Okay,
bite.
that's
Yes.
a great idea.
So we started to do it. Have to
Genius.
tell you, wonderful.
Yeah. But you
Love
still
it.
put it in the bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was like a chopped salad, except
know.
with the bread chopped up with it. Too.
Like a keto trend or
So
something.
like we have the Bob's Kitchen Sink sandwich, which is named after my dad because during the pandemic it was just the two of us for the first 6 months doing takeout, and he ate this sandwich every day.
What's the sandwich?
It's
What's
a
in it?
chicken cutlet with mayo, lettuce, tomato, hot pepper rings, onions, and then it's Parmesan.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
It's just
Love
like
Bob.
it's a great sandwich. Oh yeah, Bob's
the Bob.
favorite. Love my dad. But we did it as a chopped sandwich. Phenomenal.
Really?
Phenomenal.
It's so funny that little things like that make or
and
break
it
a
tastes so different. Like it's like it
Yeah.
just
It's like getting
great.
a chopped salad instead of a regular salad. It just
Basically.
tastes so different.
yeah.
That's a good trend, though. I love that.
What's a not so favorite trend that you have for food that's coming in here? I don't know if you have one or not.
I don't
but,
really think I have a not
like
so
you see
favorite one.
something coming down the line. It's like, oh, can you do this for
Okay,
us?
I would say the only thing that we get that I think it's just like I'm such a good Italian. This kind of rubs me the wrong way. We have brujol. So for anyone that doesn't know, brujol is a really thinly cut sirloin, and we have our chef's been with us for 47 years.
Wow.
He is absolutely amazing. It's been his first and only job. He started like as a dishwasher in valet and has when he was
No
18.
way.
Oh yeah, and he's like.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want him to retire because that's going to be a whole nother thing. But he is a butcher from trade. And so he cuts all of our meats. So he cuts thinly sliced steak. He stuffs it with like pork, salt, and seasoning. We were actually on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives for our brujol. And rolls it and cooks it. And so it's a red meat and it's over pasta with red sauce. A lot of people are putting Alfredo on it,
Wow.
which I'm sure it's good. I can't get over it.
You're a
I mean,
purist.
this is a podcast, so you could not see me visibly just go back from the
it's-
microphone. Like that is
It just,
that's just
Alfredo
sacrilegious.
on red meat just like is not.
No.
I don't know.
That's for chicken,
Yeah.
chicken and fish.
Yeah. So that would be the only one. It goes down the line because I work expo most nights. Like I'm in the kitchen still very visibly most nights, and it'll come down the line, and I have to call it, and I'm like, oh, like why
This
are we
hurts
doing
your
that?
soul
You like
just-
it.
Does. But the drunken chicken parm is very popular. I would even say it's battling red sauce as being like most popular
Really?
for chicken parm, especially because we do our spicy pink vodka sauce now. And so the spicy food trend is like everything, hot honey chicken, hot spicy
True.
things like that. So we're doing a lot of spicy pink vodka sauce
That
and a
does sound
arrabbiata
good.
too, and it's very good.
Yeah. You know what I love too is your pasta straws. I think that Jamie invented the pasta
I
straw.
have yet to try the pasta straw.
got it.
I need to go there next time.
I can't take credit for the pasta straw. There is a restaurant in London that I'm obsessed with. I've never been to, mind you. I sent my parents when they went to London, but I'm like obsessed with this restaurant. And they started using pasta straws when in Europe plastic got outlawed. And I was like, that is such a cool idea.
So brilliant.
And basically, they're called long ziti, which I think is hysterical.
That's so cute.
And so
They just forgot to cut.
Yeah, they
get lazy.
They didn't cut it. And then it's hard pasta, but the great thing about it is when you put it in a cold beverage, it doesn't get soft like cardboard. It stays hard. There's really no flavor to it. And so it's to me, it's so much better, and it's biodegradable. You know, it has a lot more sustainability purposes than anything else, but they're really fun. Yeah,
And
so
it's
all
a
of our
snack.
spritz. Oh yeah, and it's a snack
after your drink.
if you like your hard pasta.
I love hard pasta.
I was never into a hard pasta, but right now my kids love something we call crunchy pasta.
Okay.
Which is my wife puts it in a like baking pan with like some stock and stuff, just like chicken stock. Bakes it in the oven for a little bit, and then it doesn't actually get too soft. And like the top layer is like crunchy, and the bottom layer is like a little like.
Have you ever deep fried pasta?
I have never deep fried.
I'm sorry,
If you
what?
deep fry pasta and use it as a chip, and you use it as like a dip, it
Okay.
may be coming to an Angelo's menu item near you. But
You heard it here
I am
first.
just saying.
Wow.
Deep fry some pasta, bow ties.
Dip it in the marinara.
So you take a hard pasta, like a bow tie, throw it in the
You
fryer.
bread it a little bit, a little light
Okay.
breading. Fry it.
Wow. Never would have thought of that.
You will never buy Tostitos again.
Oh wow.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
My wife would literally, when she does, actually drink the marinara out of a mug. So she would
yeah.
probably do
that's
that.
right.
You will often find me doing that with our chicken broth is made from scratch.
Yeah.
So we do everything from like the chicken bones and everything. And we have the pastina soup that we have every day. And everyone makes fun of me because I'll just take chicken broth and put it in a mug and just drink.
Sip it.
Yeah.
No, first time. I mean, her family grew up on the hill and everything
Yep.
like that too. So it's just like everything is. And I'm not Italian at all, but I grew up in Rhode Island, so I'm a like Italian by proximity.
Yeah.
But like everything is just all the sauce and everything. And my newborn, who's 5 months old, his first like breast milk food was a little bit of red sauce on the finger put in his mouth.
I love that.
It was-
I'm obsessed.
I used to be, there are videos and pictures of me, especially at the restaurant. I used to do pastina with no broth, but like with butter.
Oh, that's delicious.
But then I used to throw it and it used to get like stuck on the ceiling and there was all like butter stains. And my parents used to just be like, this child.
That's what
is-
happens when you grow up in the restaurant.
Yeah, this
so
is-
now for everybody that had went to Angelo's back then and saw the pasta
Yeah.
stains, that is your
Now
fault.
Here she is.
No.
Yes. Did you always want to take over? Did you always know that this was what you wanted to do?
No, my dad and I actually had an agreement. So I always worked at the restaurant since I was younger. I actually used to live on top of the restaurant. We have apartments on top. And so I used to live on top of the restaurant when I was a kid for a couple years. And I had been a host when I was like 8 years old. And like, I just like was always trying to be involved and do all that. And then in college, when I came home, would like do managing or wait staff or like whatever they needed. But then when I went off to college, my dad and I had an agreement that I had to spend 2 years at least in another job in another industry before deciding if I wanted to come on board with the restaurant, just to know, like, you know, what else is out there. And I mean, I got my degrees. I have 3 degrees in economics, finance, and marketing.
Wow.
And so I went into corporate finance. I went into, you know, buying at TJX. I was a buyer for their fashion division. Like, I went into a completely different realm. And then my dad called me and was like, hey, I'm thinking about retiring or slowing down. Do you have interest? And I was like, you know what? I want to do this the right way because I have a great job. I'm making good money in Boston. You know, I want to talk this through, write up a contract, tell me, you know, how much am I making? How long are you going to be involved? Can I learn from you? Like, tell me what I'm getting myself into, because it's really difficult with family businesses because at the end of the day, you're working with family every day. And so I wanted to know what I was getting into. So we met in Foxborough. We met halfway at an Italian restaurant. He brought a contract. We talked about it. I gave my 2 weeks at my job the next day and then came to Angelo's.
The rest is
6 years
history.
ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been 6 years consecutively. And then I bought the restaurant from him because I always wanted to buy it, set my dad up for retirement, you know, earn it myself. I started when I first came to the restaurant as a dishwasher full time because I wanted to learn every single position. And then, you know, did every position in the kitchen, did every position busing from, you know, managing on the floor, and then started looking at other things, but and then bought the restaurant in 2021.
That's so smart. You've done every job. So
job.
you know exactly what needs to be done, what their needs are, because you're a manager. You are the manager of all your employees. So you know what goes into every position.
I know how to snake the grease unit. I know how to, you do everything from, because I would never ask any of my staff to do something that I haven't done, or nor am I not willing to do. So it's like, I want to make sure that everything that is a factor of the restaurant, like I can give them either guidance or advice, or, do it myself. So it makes it fun. But yeah, so joined the restaurant in 2018, right before the pandemic, and then bought it in 2021. So we're getting there.
Talk about some of the changes. Like there's maybe little changes that have come over the past 6 or 7 years, but ultimately I think it has stayed true to Angelo's.
I've always wanted to never change the core. So, we're 100 years old. There's merit in that. We have to be doing something right to be, around for so long. So the core menu has never changed. And it's been helpful that we have a chef that's been here for 47 years. So, the recipes haven't changed. But I've tried to implement not only technology into who we are, we have online ordering now, we have third-party delivery, we have, all different new factors like that, but then, menu trends that, pasta straws, things like that. We never really utilized our bar before. So when I first came on, we never really had a cocktail menu. And this was, in 2018 when mixology cocktails were already full swing, but we never really utilized it. It was just, we had some cocktails, we had sangria, we had wine, we had beer, but now it's like we have a full-blown 2-page cocktail menu with all fun Angelo's names and all these really cool trends, that spritz flights, all
the
these
espresso
things.
martinis,
martinis of the world.
And that just brings in the different crowd that would not normally maybe come in just for just a regular family style sit down, something like that. They come in for maybe the cocktails and they realize oh, this food's great here. So that's just a great thing. And it's great that you're evolving with the times, especially I feel especially the whole technology thing. And I'm sure that helps you during the pandemic when you're evolving with the times, being able to get up.
Well, I was a crazy person and implemented a new POS in 2020 mid-pandemic
because why not?
Well,
right?
When it first started, we had digital dining, and we did not have online ordering. And so my kind of quick solution was, and psychotic looking back on it, is I'm going to get Square on my phone. I'm going to write down all of the online orders. I'm going to give them to the kitchen. I'm going to try to figure out the math. I'm going to cash them out on the regular POS system, and then somehow baggage it with no staff. And was and had tried to hook up a printer, was trying to print full 8.5 by 11s to my phone. It was awful. And then midway through was I cannot do this. This is unrealistic. And we also, so before the pandemic, our staff had all been there for 30 years. So all of our front of the house staff had been there. We never had to train anybody. Then they all retired. I had no staff, and no one knew how to use, no one knew about the restaurant. So it was almost like starting a restaurant from scratch again. It was new training programs, new POS system, how do we do the simplest things, from how do we seat people to how do we tell them specials at a table. So it was a very different, my pandemic story versus a lot of other people's was theirs was surviving. Mine was almost creating a new business within an existing business, which was survival in itself. But so we got handhelds because no one knew how to use the POS. So for them to stand at one terminal was taking too long. So then everyone had their own handhelds because that was the only way we would get it to turn faster. And then because our prices are so low, we're built on turn. So for one person to take up one terminal for 20 minutes was never going to work. And so then we did that. We got online ordering. We did all sorts of things. So
it is insane what went on behind the scenes at restaurants.
Yeah.
That only people like you really know, and people who work there know what went on. And as consumers, we might have seen, a glass partition or, you wear masks, but to hear what goes on, what went on rather, it's just insane what went on and how you were able to overcome it.
The
and
plexiglass was the easiest part.
I'm sure.
Plexiglass was sourcing it wasn't, but the plexiglass was the easiest part of the pandemic. Right. Everything else, and people, were scared, and they were also taking that out on on restaurant staff. People were a little bit short fused than they had been. So it was also training brand new staff who hadn't been in restaurants before how to deal with customers who were ever needy, coming in 2020, and then how that's evolved. And I was so lucky. I found such a good group of people that have actually stayed with me even since 2020 that have just been phenomenal.
a big part of it too. And like staffing shortages affect a lot of industries, especially restaurant industry, and to know you have a good staff that's reliable and likes being there, that's huge.
Yeah. And that's what they all joke about, because my mentality at work is like, okay, everyone needs to have fun. Like, we're going to put our heads down and we're going to like get the job done. But I don't want anyone to hate coming to work, because then if you hate coming to your job, then you shouldn't be working there. And so we try to keep it as light, and, we get the work done. We make everyone makes their money, but at the end of the day, everyone leaves happy. And I have a rule that if anyone tries to leave unhappy, then like we need to talk about it before they leave, because I don't want anyone leaving, tense or frustrated. Like, yes, it's going to happen if, there's heat in the kitchen, but I want to like kind of dissolve that, so no one goes home being like, gotta leave. So
it's like a marriage. You never go to bed angry.
Exactly. No, I am married to 30 people right now. That's right. It is it's a taxing relationship.
How do you, being married to 30 people. Wow.
Yeah.
I could not do that.
It is. Yeah. It's a full-time job.
Now you stay busy there. I mean, you must have a lot of table turnover like quick.
Yeah. So we try to do our average ticket time from when we have something sent into the kitchen is 10 minutes. So it needs to, every time we do menu development, it needs to be 10 minutes or less. Or if it's not, okay, then how can we simplify that process that, it's not taxing on the kitchen, because we have a small kitchen. We have 4 people, 5 people at a max really on the line doing, 300, 400 covers and just, cranking it through. And with our prices being so affordable, we need that turn.
Right.
So it's, we're constantly busy.
It is fast.
Yeah. So is that the main way that you try to keep the prices more affordable? Is just like the turnaround, or is it like are you able to like source from different places?
Well, so
don't want to give like away secrets.
No, but we're 98% local. So I try not to do any big box. Mm-hmm. And there's some things, because of the pandemic, I have to do big box now, which I don't love, but just because local suppliers haven't had them. But we've had such great relationships that we can negotiate a little bit. We can try to be a little bit lucid on the prices at times, and other times we can't, because it is local and we want to pay a premium to support local suppliers, but we really are built on turn. So I also am, the blessing and curse of me only knowing Angelo's, and my staff reminds me of this, is I am not one of those restaurant owners that's like, I'm going to put it triple because I can. Like, I try to stay like very close to cost, because I don't like, we were built on being the working man's restaurant. We were built on giving families affordable food that was not going to break the bank, but healthy for them and locally sourced. And like, that's who we are. I don't want to not be that. So there are times that we have loss leaders. There are times where, we try to be as close to cost as we can to make sure that families can still come out, and especially during the time of inflation, which has been so crazy, that we don't, really gouge people. And so we try to, keep the turn, keep the busyness, and that helps when the city is, has events going on, has conventions, has the PC games, all those things, because that brings more people. The turn is high, the prices can stay low, and it's not like, okay, now we're slow and I have to look at, all right, I have to raise prices because we're not turning, or that cost is getting a little too close to where the price is. Like,
it balances out. It does. Do you see a huge influx in people when we have events over at the AMP or a convention in town?
What was it, Saturday night, Nate Bargatze?
Right, the comedian?
We were slammed.
Great.
We were standing remotely. We were on about an hour wait, and it was wild.
That's great for your end, but when people go there,
no. True. I was happy. I was actually managing the floor. My manager was away this weekend, and so I was talking to all the customers. I was like, I know because that's also the downfall to having such a normal quick ticket time is then you have your regulars come in. They're like, I've been waiting 25 minutes. I'm like, in reality, that's not that long for a really busy restaurant on a Saturday night. But
I've been waiting 12 minutes.
Yeah, they're like, it should have come out 2 minutes ago. But we are normally built on such a good turn that then you'll have regulars come in on a packed night and they're like, I have been waiting almost 20 minutes for my food. I'm like, do you understand? I have people waiting an hour in line.
Right.
At some restaurants, I wait 20 minutes just to get some water.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And so that's the also thing that we have to deal with at Angelo is like a kind of a specific restaurant problem is people are so used to that that when we have regulars come in, and our bread and butter is regulars. Like we have people that have been coming in for decades. So it's funny when then it's a slam night and they're like, I cannot believe this. And I'm like, I swear to you, it's just we're really busy right now. And it's kind of,
I love going there. Like I have that one table that I always would sit at.
You have your round booth.
Yes. Like where in between the host stand and the windows. And you can see everything because you can see like all the people. The train is right there. You can see like
It's
in
a
the
good
kitchen.
place to people watch.
See, that's
It's the best.
that's the Italian thing is you got to have your back to the wall,
Yep.
Exactly.
in the corner. You gotta have watch the door
Well,
the whole
because
time,
it's
right?
nice because we have like the little window to the kitchen, so you can see the kitchen.
You can see
where all
when
the
your food's
stuff-
coming out.
There you go.
And like you see a lot of people, you see older couples there having like an early dinner. Like I know that the governor goes a lot. There's a lot of locals, and it's just kind of like the place to be seen.
Yeah,
That's
it
why
is.
I go.
Well, and it's funny, like even a lot of politicians, we actually they've scheduled stops to be at Angelo's because they're like, that's where all the people go at lunch, and that's why it's the most place we can talk to the most amount of people.
Exactly.
So I'll get like calls and be like, we're gonna come to Angelo's because we got to talk to him. I was like, there's no solicitation. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna have your lunch. I was like, people still need to
Just
enjoy
like
their
a regular
meal.
person.
I was like, do not try to make this. Everyone eats the same way.
Yep.
So yeah.
I know you talked to the politicians, but do you have a favorite celebrity that you've had come in, or like something like you person that you would just like fanned over or something?
I have to say, and I'm blanking on his name, the chef show and the chef movie. Oh my gosh!
The Bear?
Oh, the bear?
No. It's called the Chef Show.
Oh,
And
the Chef Show.
Oh
Let's
my
Google
God,
it.
guys!
The power
see
of
the
Googling
actor?
and editing.
And producer and writer, but my staff is going to kill me because they're yes, Favreau.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I love
He
him.
came in recently. And because his kids, someone goes to jail, one maybe goes to jail.
Yeah.
So his kids go to school in Rhode Island, and he came in, and my bartender is actually a Star Wars like nerd, and I guess he did work for The Mandalorian.
Oh, Jon Favreau.
John Favreau.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yes,
John. Yes.
John Favreau, and
Yes.
he came in recently, like within the past like year, and now he gets takeout. Him and his family get takeout when they come in. They get the online order comes in, and we're all like, "Oh my god!"
I love that.
Yeah, but no, he was really cool because when I first took over the restaurant, like not coming from the culinary world, I really was like, okay, I need to be self-taught. Like I need to start looking at like, recipes. I bought 100 books on like reading about, salt, fat, acid, like all those things to try to like immerse myself into restaurants. And I watched the chef movie and then the chef show and I loved it. And then when he came in, I was like, you were such an inspiration to me when I first started. It was like complete fangirl. But
Providence has a lot lot of celebrities because
do.
a lot of their kids go to school in Providence.
And it's funny because I'm doing for the 100th anniversary, we're doing, it's going to be public for everybody, but we're doing invites to like, all the politicians and all the local celebrities, but all celebrities too. And even Guy Fieri. Cause
I think our invites are probably coming.
They
They're
are,
in the mail.
don't worry.
Local celebrities.
You are.
I mean, Alana maybe with me.
You're right.
Oh no, you were. Don't worry, you're there.
Sorry to interrupt. Go
No.
ahead.
So, we were doing like all of the celebrity invites too, because Guy Fieri came for diners, drive-ins, and dives, things like that. But it's like, wow, there's actually a good amount of celebrities that have graced our walls. And when you go into the restaurant, I don't know if you know this, but all of the pictures in the dining room are family. So it's all, my baby pictures, my dad, my grandparents, my aunts, everything's in there. But then when you go in the bar, it's all of the signed pictures from the celebrities that have been there. So when you go in the bar, it's all of the celebrities that have been there. Jay Leno to, I forgot. There's another celebrity that lives in Cumberland that has come in quite a bit.
Cumberland, my hometown,
Yeah,
greatest town
you should
ever.
know this.
Yes.
Richard Jenkins.
Oh,
Yes.
Jenkins. Between you saying not knowing Jon Favreau.
I wouldn't know his name either.
That's embarrassing because I have to say, whenever his online order comes in now, I'm like,
You know
oh my
the
God,
name.
John Favreau. Yeah, I do.
But so
Online
Rickard
order?
Jenkins
That's
comes
awesome.
in too. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's come in with his wife, and so we've had quite a bit of celebrities that have come in, and so it's really been interesting to like curate this guest list to be like, oh, who we're gonna invite?
That's super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Rhodey. Don't sleep on Little Rhodey.
No,
Yeah, we got
don't
some
sleep on it.
celebrities.
So how do you like stand out? Because the Hill has a ton of great restaurants, especially Italian.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it as the Little Italy. Just voted one of the top 5 by Travel and Leisure, by the way. How do you stand out and differentiate yourself?
I think for us, I actually have a little bit of an easier time than most because we are 100 years old. But I mean, I think for us, we're family oriented and we're affordable, which you can't find that much on the Hill. There's not a lot of places where you could go with, your whole family or big parties or things like that. Plus, we have a parking lot, which not a lot of restaurants have on the
That's
Hill,
true.
which sounds like such a little thing, but it is so big on Federal Hill to have a parking lot. But for the restaurant in its entirety, like we do a ton of teams. All of, Bryant's men's basketball, University of Maine men's basketball. We do the Bridgeport Islanders who play the Providence Bruins. Like we're one of those places that it's you could come in jeans and a t-shirt and you could be comfy. You could come in like we are just so attractive to so many different groups of people and types of experiences that you want. And at the end of the day, it's consistent quality food that, you know, you're not going to come one day and get a pasta dish and you're not going to come the next time and it'd be completely different.
Right.
So we thrive on consistency and want to be that go-to place that, you know, you're going to have a great meal every single time. And that's why every dish that we put on the menu and that we stand by has to be able to be made 10 times exactly the same way. And if it can't, then, you know, you're not going to be able to guarantee that experience time after time after time. So we just want to make sure that everybody comes in the door that it's kind of like that Cheers environment. Like we literally, some people don't have menus because we know exactly what they want. So they feel comfortable. They're having a good experience. They're having great food. They're not breaking the bank. So it's very attractive to a lot of people.
And you were saying earlier, part of your 100th anniversary, having some of the menu items, were you doing like going back to 1924 pricing?
No, not 1924. I looked at it.
I mean, we could. Like, what's the price?
We have the 1925 menu.
No way.
And it's like pasta is like 5 cents. And I was
No
like,
way.
oh yeah. I was like, okay.
There's no way.
Maybe we'll
that
do the
costs.
1960s.
Like if someone took out a credit card to pay the bill on 5 cents.
my credit card processing rate, I would eat the whole thing.
Seriously.
I'd be out. But no, so we thought about we actually may do like one dish that's 1924 pricing or like something on that range. We're working on it because, you know, I want to do something like that. We just have to logistically make sure it's going to work.
That's a big undertaking.
But yeah, no, it's probably, I think we're going to do like one dish and have a different dish because the kickoff is in April, but then we'll do a different like thing every month to kind of keep it going all year.
Yeah. Okay. So for people that don't know, you guys have a ton of dishes back from the, you know, original when you first opened in 1924. What are some of like the staple dishes that you still have that are still kind of made the same way? Like what kind of dishes?
I would say our go-to though is meatball and French fries because it's something that like obviously you're gonna get a lot of people who are like, why are they putting French fries with their meatballs? Yeah. And the whole story behind it is during the Great Depression. And a lot of our menu dishes that have stayed on are from the Great Depression. They've been molded by our history. So the reason is because during the Great Depression, when people couldn't afford a lot of food, Angelo put French fries with the meatballs to add a little starch so it would carry them over to their next meal. And it was also during the time where the Irish immigration was like really prominent in Rhode Island. So potatoes were everywhere. They were really prominent. They were inexpensive, and they're like, all right, French fries is the thing to put with the meatballs to carry people over. And so that's something to this day we have and we sell a ton of. It's one of our most popular menu items, and it comes in a full and a half order, and the half order was developed during the Great Depression because when people couldn't afford a full-size entree, we did a half size. It was like the original large and small. And we even had people, Angelo used to barter with people because they couldn't afford to pay their bill, and it was like, okay, you give me 3 cabbages from your yard, I'll let you have a meatball and French fries. And so a lot of our menu items have developed from the 1920s and then stayed through. Pastina soup, you know, we make everything from scratch. All of our sauces, all of our soups are all made from scratch. So we make our chicken broth from scratch with the little pastina balls that everyone freaked out when, you know, they couldn't find them anymore. There was a shortage.
I had a hard time finding those in the store.
Yeah.
Just like my kids love that too. So
we got so many calls being like, are you going to have it? And I'm like, yes. Like we have a supply. Don't worry.
It's like toilet paper all over again.
It honestly though was like, I would get calls like, do you have pastina? I'm like, I swear to you, we have it in. We're good. Like, don't. We know a guy. We know a guy. Yes. Classic Rhode Island.
I feel like that the meatballs and French fries is a very Rhode Island thing too. Like I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere else too. No. It's definitely just like and
it's really an Angelo's thing, not even like a Rhode Island thing. I know there's a lot of restaurants that have kind of done odes to us and like have tried to do riffs on it and things, but you know, it really was a core part of who we were and a part of our history too. Like that was, you know, really stemming from the Great Depression. But other than that, you know, going back to the Cucina Povera and our Tuscan background, it was not a lot of fish. So because we weren't Mediterranean, it was really all central. So a lot of veal, a lot of meat, a lot of chicken, all those good things. So a lot of it is protein based versus the fishes of the world because we were less of the Mediterranean diet.
So tell us to wrap up.
Yeah.
You are a superstar, a rock star. Yeah. How do you manage owning and operating a restaurant?
if you find out, let me know.
We're taking suggestions.
We are. If anyone knows, no. I'm very lucky that I have such a great supportive family. Like my dad still comes in every morning and just shoot the breeze, bounce ideas off of. My mom does all of the bookkeeping and baking for the restaurant, and so she's still really heavily
Truly
involved.
a family business.
Truly a family business, and so I am so lucky to have them as just like a sounding board and to be supportive. And really, it's just trying to find a balance, which I think is everyone's goal right now, is trying to find a balance between, I'm big on working out for stress relief because my job is 24/7. And so, trying to find a balance between working out, being with my dog, being with my friends, trying to run this business. And I'm very hands-on because I'm a perfectionist at heart, but I'm trying to let that go. But
I was going to say that the hands-on can be also a great thing and a hindrance. It
is a hindrance. I am doing a lot better than I was 6 years ago, but and my staff will attest to that. But
you're married to your 30 people.
I'm married to my 30 people.
Yes.
Yeah, my single self is not very happy about that. But yeah, no, it is. I love my job so much, and I think it's what makes it so easy is because every single day is different, and I've never lived a same day twice at Angelo's because it's, which is a great and a bad thing. Like there's constant challenges. You're always putting out fires, but it makes it so much more enjoyable because I'm never bored. My staff always makes a joke because my number one go-to saying is I'm like, you'll never be bored. You're never going to see something that you haven't seen before. So it's been a really great experience, but I think it's just trying to find balance between work and life and, everyone's on that path and just keeping your head afloat and keeping a good attitude, because I think so many people can get bogged down in the negativity of, the world we live in. So just trying to stay positive and keep a smile and keep it moving.
That's how you survive 100 years.
Yep. And 100 more.
Here's to the next 100 years of Angelo's.
Raising our coffee cups to 100 years.
Yes. When we get the private label wine in, which is, another challenge, stuck on the coast of Italy right now.
Tell us more.
Yeah, well, we're doing a private label wine, and it is stuck off the coast of Italy. And so another challenge that we are going through. But when we get that in, I will bring you all a bottle and we can cheers to it.
Next time we'll have you in and we can do some tasting.
Oh, yes. We have a Chianti and a Pinot Grigio coming, so you're going to love it.
We're taking the podcast on the road to Angelo's bar.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be great. Hey, it's very mobile. We can do that.
All right. I'm down.
So to close up, I think Alana had made some questions that are just kind of like one-offs.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
It's not like free. It's like kind of like first thing comes to your mind kind of thing.
Rapid fire questions, Jamie. Here we go. Favorite item on the Angelo's menu?
Chicken parm.
Ooh, that was good. Okay. Favorite restaurant in Providence besides Angelo's?
Ooh, Don Jose's.
Yes.
I love Don Jose's.
I go there all the time.
Do you get a margarita?
Oh, yes.
Always.
Oh, my God.
Passion fruit tahini rim. And then I have an order. Passion fruit tahini rim, queso fundido, then the combo stecca, and then tres leches. I go all in.
That's like seriously coming from you. Like that's what I need to go order.
Oh
now.
my God. Go do it.
I think that should be. We should have them in next time.
You should. And I think his name is Jamie too, the owner.
Ooh.
So funny.
Perfect.
Do you make a mudslide?
The restaurant, no.
Okay.
No.
Just wondering.
But I make one personally. I'll make one.
Same.
For you. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with mudslides.
Here we go. Alana's of course going to get mudslides into the position.
Always. I mean, I'll settle for an espresso martini. If a place doesn't have a blender or like a machine to make mudslides, I will do an espresso martini, which is just as good.
I think my bartender may have intentionally hit our blender because we did have mudslides and pina coladas at one point, and then I think it got a little crazy.
It's a pain. Honestly, I feel bad ordering them sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's hidden somewhere in the bar.
Yeah, smart. Okay, here's one.
Okay.
Most famous person who has visited.
Jon Favreau.
Now that you remember his name.
And Guy Fieri. I would have to say Guy Fieri was very, a big deal when we were on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I would have to say that was, because, that was on the Food Network that hit so many people.
And he does a lot for those hidden gems too. Yeah. And he'll go deep into the town and find what are the favorite places, what are the local spots. And his wife is from Rhode Island, right? Yeah. So she probably told him, "Hey, guys, go to Angelo's. Yeah. I've been going there for years."
And they're on repeat all the time.
Yeah.
So you see, every go on Food Network, you see. I haven't seen it on repeat recently, but all the time. That's what you see.
No, but it's so interesting that you can always tell when it airs because we always will get people that come in
the
from
influx?
it. Yeah, and so
Oh.
we'll always get like a little bump and we'll do, because so many people I didn't know this do Guy Fieri like road trips. And so they go from state to state and then they use his thing as a guide. His
That's so
shows.
smart.
Do they take their red convertible?
Yes.
And the
No red convertible.
And their spiky blonde hair.
spiky
yeah,
blonde hair.
they wear the wig.
Yes.
And the flame shirt. They do.
That's the
not to go too
signature
far
look.
off, but it's like the whole Mandela effect. I don't know if you noticed that everybody thinks that he actually wore a visor in this whole thing.
Yeah.
But he actually
Yeah.
doesn't wear a visor.
It is the Mandela effect.
Yeah,
That's so
because
funny.
like there's actual like costumes for Halloween with the visor and the spiky hair and the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
glasses, but he never wore the visor.
Wow.
I just had to get the wig on properly.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, right.
it's like the whole Berenstein Bears thing,
Right.
and that whole fun stuff. Anyways,
What would you do if you weren't in the restaurant biz?
Ooh. I've thought about this. I would either have stayed in corporate finance or I would own a gym.
Those are so.
I would own a
all
boxing
three
gym to be
opposites.
specific.
why a boxing gym?
I was an avid boxer when I was in Boston.
Really?
Yeah,
I
George
would not
Foreman's,
pin you as a. I got
got
now
asked
I'm
to do
afraid.
a fight at the House of Blues.
No way.
Wait,
yes.
you?
Did you have an insane name like?
Oh
like
no,
the
I never.
meatball,
It was
like
literally.
something?
It was such a South Boston like work. It was called Everybody Fights. It was George Foreman's son.
Yep.
Who owned it, and it was in South Boston. Then he franchised and everything. And I would go 6 to 7 days a week when I was living in Southie when I was working here. So I was commuting 7 days a week from South Boston and would wake up at 4, be at the gym boxing at 4 from 4 to 6, be on the road at 6 to come to Angelo's, leave Angelo's at 11, get home at midnight, go out with my friends, be at the gym at 4 a.m. the next morning. That was my most like unhinged moment in my life.
The math does
No, I got like
out.
3 hours of sleep and you'll know why I got burnt out very quickly and moved to Rhode Island.
If you had a boxing name, it could be like something so cool, like the Meatball Menace, or like what's a boxing something super Italian food.
I don't know, but I would come out with like the Italian flag.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So it's gonna be something with chicken parm though. We can do, like, chicken parm.
Yeah. Well, if you ever become a boxer again, we're gonna work on a brand.
We'll work on
We'll
that.
work on your image.
But we talk about that all the time. We talk about like opening different businesses. I'm always like, I gotta open a boxing gym in Rhode Island. Like I just like
Amazing.
it may happen. We'll see.
All right, Jamie Antignano from Angelo's. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to you on 100 great years at Angelo's. We can't wait to go in. Try some more stuff on the menu. Maybe I'll branch out from eggplant parm and broccoli. Can't make any promises.
Get that chicken parm, honestly.
Get the chicken parm with pink vodka sauce.
With a side of eggplant parm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
We'll
sounds
do
good,
that.
actually.
Yes, thank you for
Thank you
coming on
guys
our
for so
podcast.
much for having me. I loved this. This was awesome.
PVD POV is a podcast made by the Providence Work Convention and Visitors Bureau with the help of Johnson Wales College of Hospitality Management. Hosts are Alana Cerrone O'Hare and Nicholas Millard. Production by Brian Lavin. Episodes are available wherever you get your podcasts, and you can visit GoProvidence.com for more information and everything Providence.